Hi everybody, welcome back to Crafted by Norma. Today I'm just going to show you a couple of tags that I've gone and made from some of the bits and pieces that I managed to find in a flea market the other week, and decided therefore to make some tags for my junk journal. Just some different ephemera that I could use from them. So the first ones are these label holders, which are brilliant. Would never have dreamt of using these if I hadn't have come across them. They're just basically a little tiny plastic pocket for files and boxes and holders or whatever, and they make the perfect little pockets to go on the tags, etc. The playing cards, what I've gone and done is I sat one evening and covered them both sides with some paper, and they're ready now to have as sort of inserts, different ephemera, and then a multitude of different stamps. I got this whole big massive bag for £1, so well pleased. So let's get started. So the first one I thought we'd have a go at making is the black tags. Excuse me. So on one side I've just gone and put the plastic wallet, and then I've just gone and put the some buttons on this one, stamp, and just some images that I had lying around. So in my stash here, let's see, all right, I've got a black card now. Will that be long enough? Yes. Okay, so the first thing I like to do with most of my bits is take the corners off, and I do struggle sometimes with this problem I've got with my thumb. There we go. So we start with that. We'll then get our labels. Now they did come in strips with 4 on. They also come with the white card that breaks up and goes, just rips off like that. That slides in. So that gives you an idea of the size that you want, the ideal size to slide into your little label holders. So I'm just going to slide that, just roughly by eye. If you want to measure it, that's fine. But I'm quite happy to sort of eyeball it as such. There we go. And with this one, I've gone and just used some coffee stained paper to put an image on. So let's see what images we can perhaps use to put in there. Let's have a look if I've got anything here. Or perhaps I might use instead, how about, I've got one of these the cards, not sure which pack these guys, I've got a feeling it might have been a Tim Holtz one, but not sure. But yeah, I quite like that to go with the brown. So with my little card here, I'm just going to run around the edge with my pencil and then cut that down to size, like so. And I'll just, I think that's right. Yeah. There's that many lines on this paper anyway, if I'm honest. Is that about right? Have a slide in. Just take a little bit off, I think. Just take a snippet off. I'm not very good at straight lines. There we go. And I'll try and find let's have a look what we've got, a stamp. I did see one earlier on which was quite long and thin. Oh, there you go. So perhaps something like that on it. Yeah, quite like that one. So just get a bit of glue along the edge there. Well, you can see I've cheated, I've put a little tiny cross there so I know when I'm in focus, because otherwise I get a bit out of focus, and I know that can be annoying. We'll just slide that one in like so. There you go. And there's that side. So on this side, let's see what image we've got that we can put on that side. So something similar to the ones that I've done there. So that's a full one. Should be perhaps trimmed down. Let's see what we've got. I quite like that image. Or do we just do a flowery image? Let's see. We've got some flowery images here. I quite like that yellow one. Yep, I'll try that one, I think. So I hadn't thought of using stamps before with my ephemera for my junk journals, but now I've got this huge bag full of interesting ones. There's lots of Christmas ones in there, so it'd be I could use those for a Christmas journal and make some Christmas ephemera. I have kept lots of Christmas cards from family and friends to use as ephemera for a Christmas junk journal, but I really got hooked into I do like using bits and bobs that normal people would throw away. Now, have I got anything that's quite... Oh, that's quite a nice one, quite like that. That one there, quite like that one. So if I put that there, I think, yeah, I'll put that one there. Right, we go, like so. There we go. And I'm quite happy with that one. Brilliant. So we've now got 3 of those. With the playing card ones, all I've gone and done is distressed it round the edges. Now I like to use the makeup eggs rather than to use the lint style ones. It's just my personal preference. So just going around the edge. So I spent an evening doing these cards, just gluing some paper onto each side, ready as a base for the ephemera. And I thought, well, no matter what you put on, that's just gives it a nice backing as such. So on this one, I've had to cut down the plastic wallet as such. So I'm going to stick that down on there like so. Oops. And with this one, I used some card which I had. So this is some cards that I bought from a company called La Blanche, which is a company in Belgium, which has some really beautiful designed papers and stamps, which I do love. So I'm going to cut this one straight as I can. As I say, I'm not the best straight line cutter as such. So that's going to slide into there. So I'm going to be wanting to trim off somewhere about there. And again, I need a stamp. So quite like this 3 lion stamp, which is, I don't know what year that's from, because some of them, the ones that's in the pack are quite a real vintage. I've got 1 or 2 there from the 1930s. So if I stick that on there, like so, I'll trim that off again as straight as I can. There we go. Ooh. Slide that one in. Go on in, that's it. Now then, I might have to push that in a little bit. My handy little Posherara. There you go. That's it. And then I'll just trim off. I'm not going to use my best scissors. I'll just trim off the edge there. There we go. And on this side, on the 2 that I've made, again I've just put an image and a stamp, so I'll do the same again on this one. So let's try and find an image and a stamp. So I might as well keep with the flowery theme, I think. So I've done a rose, that one. Let's see what we've got. Oh. Okay. We'll go with one, I think it's a lilac. Not very good on my flowers, although I do love gardens. And for years I did have an allotment. But I'm not particularly good with names of flowers. So let's just go down the edge. And that one has got a little bit of white. And the glue that I use is a PVA glue, a really good strong PVA glue, which I get from my local art supply shop. Trying, if I can, rather than buying it on online, I try and support the local art shop in our art gallery. And it's an excellent glue. It's an excellent PVA glue, general purpose, but it's so thick and you can water it down if you need to, but it's as good as, if not better, than some of the more expensive glues that you can buy in the smaller pots, which I have bought in the past, and I tend to just refill those pots with it, if I'm honest. Because that big pot, which is 500, I think it's 500 millilitres, cost me $4.50. But it lasts for ages, and as I say, it's such a good thick glue, all-purpose, all-round glue. Here we go. That gives us a third one of those. And then this one, which is a label that I printed out quite a few a while back, just on craft card, just as instant little labels really. So again, we're just going to get one of the plastic, if I can just find them, one of the plastic pockets. There we go, just peel that one off. And as I say, I would never have thought of using one of these, if I'm honest, only for the fact that I came across them at the, I think I paid, I don't know, about 50p probably. I'm terrible when I go to places like that because I try and barter them down. That's all part of the fun of going, I think. Well, it's what I enjoy anyway when I go. So again, what I might use on that one is a, let's see what we've got. Oh. So I've got one of these that I've printed out. I quite like that. that bit there. So again, if I just go in that line, oops, let's see if we can trim that down. Like so. Good job I've got my glasses on. I was going to do some recording yesterday, but the weather was awful and the rain was hammering on the window. So all you would have heard was this pitter-patter. Well, it was harder than pitter-patter, if I'm honest. Thumping down on the window, which would have made things just a little difficult when I was speaking. Okay, so again we need a stamp. So let's have a rummage through my stamp. As I say, there's loads and loads of Christmassy ones. Oh, that's quite a nice long one, isn't it? Queen Elizabeth II. Okay, so I might use this long one. There we go. I should really sort them out, shouldn't I, into little groups. That might have been something I might do the next day it's raining and I've got nothing to do. I can just sit there and sort them out into little packs, and then I've got an idea of which ones are Christmassy, ready to do a Christmas junk journal. Do some ephemera that suits. Right, let's just use my little pokey tool. There we go. And then trim off this edge again. There we go. And then on this side, what did I do here? Oh, right, I just got some white card. So it's the white card that's already cut down, and I thought, well, I might as well use some of those pieces. So as I say, they've got a bendy bit there. So I've got this one I was using. So we'll just trim off the corners like so. Just distress it a little bit. And then I just used a butterfly stamp, which a friend kindly gave me, so thank you, Linda. She's been brilliant. Unfortunately, she's gone and given up most of her crafting now, and I've gone on to other things. But she's been a real friend. She also helps me out when I do my workshops, and she's a godsend, to be fair. So thank you, Linda, for all your help. So we did a workshop at the weekend, and it's nice to have someone who knows a little bit about crafting and can help me with some of the ladies that sometimes struggle. There we go. But I think she's forgotten lots of techniques, and then when I say, oh, I'm doing such and such a thing, she, oh, I remember doing that. So she's been a great help. Okay, and we're just going to put a piece of twine on there, and hey presto, we're done. So while I'm tying this off, thank you so much for watching my video. If you've liked and enjoyed them, please give me a thumbs